Okay, there's going to be some jank as I figure out how to use this new version of the OCR. So I don't know, but hopefully I'm just going to pause when if things get too janky. I just noticed here that Ayaka is not in the icon that you select to run the game. Right, you see Shion in the upper right, Karu in the upper left, Yue right smack in the middle. I just realized that I forgot to get my notes. I should have. That's kind of embarrassing. I have so many notes, it gets all jumbled up. Okay, I'm going to pause while I get my notes. Okay, found the notes. Okay, so, yeah, so UA is right smack in the middle in the foreground. Minamo, I believe, is in the middle right. And then Koyomi, don't know what the last name is on the lower left. But Ayaka isn't there anywhere. And if you remember last time, I suspect Ayaka was dead the whole time. Don't know if that's true exactly. That's just my guess based on what's been suggested. And one would ask the question, well, how exactly do you do a romance round on a character who's dead? And they go, oh, it's just like all in his imagination, of course. You could say it's kind of like Never Seven, where the whole game was in his imagination. However, the best way. Okay, here's the problem. The problem with Never Seven is Uchikoshi did not probably ever decide on what the interpretation was supposed to be. He just wrote stuff and just gave it to you. So there isn't really an answer at all. I just take that as, there is no answer at all to what exactly is going on in Never Seven. It just is what it is. It just exists in a state of ambiguity, and that's just all there is. Where you tend to want to go with it, though, is, at least my mind goes with it, though, is something like that happened. Those characters did indeed get in a similar scenario, but it wasn't quite as fanciful as is depicted in the game. So it's kind of like, it's exaggerated. And then I'll just continue, but we're going to end up in a jank situation here really quickly. So with Karu on the roof. The reason why it's going to be jank is because there's no translation window. And so I suspect in this new version of the OCR, there's no, not translation window, there's no, that box you capture things with, or the settings adjuster. Both of them are missing. But I can do this, and now suddenly there's settings adjusters inside this. And now yeah, it's just different. So I presume that this thing is actually the capture, which is going to be so awkward because I'm capturing with OBS, and I keep changing its size to capture text of different sizes. So let's hit the translate button if they still have. Does it still have that? No. What if I try doing this? It's going to be so... now all the stuff is there. Okay. No, it isn't. It's the same. Okay, it's the same. Cool. Whew. So just the translation menu, just the show me the results box is different. Okay, got it. Now let's hit translate and see what happens. Well, huh. Okay. Yeah, that's just different. Let's open the font up the font size here. And then you can see if I put my cursor here that sometimes the OCR captures the wrong kanji. And there's nothing really I can do about that. Like I can paste it into Google Translate if I want to modify which characters, and if I want to but if I want to change from one kanji to another, I have to know how to Romanize it so I can type it in. And if I don't know that kanji, if I just happen to not know that kanji, then I can't do that. And if I knew that kanji, with knowing enough kanjis, it's like, why would I use Google Translate in the first place? Kanjis. That's probably offensive. It's like St. Bionicles. Enough kanji. I wouldn't even need to use Google Translate in the first place. But one thing you can try to do is make it thinner by a little bit lowering the threshold and then trying to re-grab. See, that makes it thinner. But that just gives a different wrong kanji. So, but we know which word is wrong, right? Now it's it's something about the color in the sky. I presume it just means it's cloudy. I mean, I can see in the background it's cloudy. There's been too much time on just like one line of text, though.
街もそうだけど、ここから見える海をちょっとね。
So this Wachoto thing, just like, you really don't like it, do you, kind of thing. Oh yeah, it's gonna run off. Now and then, now and then is probably it's trying to translate so is meaningless, right? Just The city is one thing, but the view of the ocean from here is another. Isn't it? Because it ends with ne, right? The sea beyond is a faint light between the sky and the horizon. What in the world do you see in that sea? So it's not what in the world, right? That means it's how the first radical is the same. I won't mess with it. It's not quite right? Like the first before the comma is different. So that C, because Zono is that, right, is a mistranslation. But I don't know what it should be supposed to see. We're talking about the ocean anyway, right? So then I say, what is that? Okay, so it's definitely not ocean or sea. It's definitely talking about something different. I don't know what they're talking about, though.
何かあるっていうよりも、なんだか懐かしくて。
It wasn't so much there was something about it, but that I kind of missed it. What do you mean?
聞きたい?
It's probably, do you want to hear? So the reason why I think it's that is because if you break this apart, it's the radical for ear inside a doorway. So I tend to presume that that means to listen or to hear. That is because I am curious.
じゃあ何か取引しようか。
So I still don't know what she's talking about on the horizon because, I mean, Google Translate's been saying sea, or ocean, but like that's not the right kanji. So let's make a deal then. Huh?
私まだこの学校のことをよく知らないんだよね。
I still don't know much about this school.
だから三上くんが校内を案内してくれない？
So, Mikami-kun, will you show me around the school? Like, sure, I want to do that. Why me?
だってお隣さんじゃない。
Okay, so out of context, it probably would be we are not neighbors either. No, that's probably right. Yeah, because they're not, their houses aren't next to each other. It's like they sit next to each other in class, though. Maybe it was reversed. I don't think that has anything to do with this.
関係ないと思う？
Do you think it matters? She adds something meaningful. Could it be that there is something going on? What does that mean?
私の前いた学校じゃ席が隣の人とはお互い協力し合うものなんだよ。
Yeah, somehow it's significant that they're not neighbors. Something to do with some sort of pickup. At my old school, people who sit next to each other cooperate with each other. Oh, so it is about sitting next to each other. So they are neighbors. Or not, or whatever. What kind of school is this? Not an elementary school. I'd like to see it just once. Okay, so we'll hit the translate button. This right here is uso, not uno. Okay, uso. Uso dana. So maybe uso is a borrowed word for lie, but of course it's not borrowed from English because the English word for to lie is to lie. We have other words like fib, but none of them are uso.
やっぱりわかる？
Oh, you know what I mean. Is she serious or is she aiming for it? That is a joke that is hard to discern in any way. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so this one here is wrong. So it's probably not joke. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but joke is probably wrong. I'm sorry, I don't care about that.
まあ冗談はそこまでにして本当に案内してほしいんだけど。
Well, I'm kidding, but I really need you to show me around. So that's interesting. So I knew for a long time that hontoni was like really. It's used almost exactly like the English word really, where you use it to do comparative, not comparative, just to exaggerate. It's like we use it like the same as very, right? But then also we use it to say like truly. So we use it to increase the severity or something, or increase the certainty interchangeably. Hontoni seems to be used like that as well. But what I didn't know until just seeing this is that hontoni is actually broken apart in kanji into hon to ni, where hon is actually the same symbol and pronunciation as book. So I wonder how that works. Hey, no directions. Not that I don't like it, but why is he resisting this? I don't mind. But it doesn't have to be me. Does it have to be me?
ほら、そのあたりはお隣さんってことで。
See, we're neighbors in that area. Or that class. So it doesn't matter if you're a neighbor or not? Well, it basically doesn't matter if you're a neighbor or not, is what he's
本
saying.
当に関係ないと思う？
Do you really think it doesn't matter? Or do you really think it matters? Or do you think it matters? Hon Tony, do you think it matters? Okay, before I hit the translate, this is Repeato Sunatsu. I presume that has something to do with repeating. But why does he not say Chotomate kudasai? No, Moichido onegai shimasu. Why is it, oh, don't repeat it. And why is he using repeato instead of using a Moichido kind of construction?
はーい。
Which means yes. It is utterly exhausting every time. Well, you're also lazy and this is a beautiful girl. What a worthless man. My head is getting a little itchy. Does that mean you're lying? Well, I'll take care of guiding you around the school. I have no choice, or rather, I will do what Otawa-san asks. There is nothing particularly wrong with it, and if I give them a proper tour, that's the end of it. Except I cut off that roshi. That's probably the end of it. Oh, that was kind of important.
さすが三上くん、そう言ってくれると思ってたよ。
I knew you would say that. Gamita, like, I knew you would say that as the second part, right? The second is, the first one is Sasuga Minami-kun, or whatever. Maybe I can try to isolate it. As expected of Mikami-kun. Okay. And the second part is I knew you would say that. This right here is to say, by the way. That's the say. And also, it's used for Shin's name, which is confusing. I'm not sure I'm the only one. That sounds like you were going to ask me from the beginning. Oh well. We've agreed to a deal, so you've got to talk too. I'm curious because it's what I was about to say. Or what you were about to say. I'll get back to the original line of the story. So where were we?
続きって何の？
What do you mean by where were we? She tells me with a smile. Excuse me. Oh, come on. We were just talking about this, weren't we? That's in thought, not speech. What are you doing? We're going to bring the negotiations to an abrupt halt. Did I skip a line? I really thought you were going to let this go by the wayside. This right here. No way, I promise I'll tell you all about it, all about it. And then he responds with, I really thought you were going to let this go by the wayside, okay. Now Towa-san puts her hand on the fence again, I think. I mean, you could probably guess that this kanji means fence, just by its appearance.
あの海を見てるとね。
Okay, so that ocean over there, again, the kanji seems a little off, but we'll continue. So ano is that over, it's like a that, but you use it for things that are farther away from you and the speaker. It basically it's just a type of that. So this is that. This is the OCR is picking up ocean. And a little skeptical because it's a different, but it might be just a different font. This means object. Mi means to see. I don't know what terutone does, but it's basically seeing that ocean seeing object. Google Translate saying it's a win. The expression on her face makes me a little nervous. You are looking at... Then the bell rang out at the right time. Or at the wrong time. Timing. Oh, okay, timing. I'm just reading the katakana word. Both Otawa and I were reacting to that sound.
もう昼休み終わりだね。それじゃあ続きはまた縁があったらってことで。
Well, lunch break is over already. Well then, I guess we'll have to continue when we have a chance. With that said, Otowa-san walks through the rooftop door, just like the other students. Oops. Need to get that "ru" in there. There we go. I just watched Otowa-san walk away. Like she's running out the door. I'm still being dodged. I knew I was being shuffled around. I was the only one left on the rooftop, standing there in a daze. The bell rang. It is actually chime, though. The bard word is chime. But anyway. Hour number 6 today was very long. The subject was physics, an area in which I was not very good. But you were apparently good at math, though. I probably made this comment in some other Let's Play, but I was going to take physics. I never took physics in high school. And so I decided to take physics in when I went to the university in the summer before my first quarter. They called them quarters. It was like a 3 terms per year thing started. So the next Monday after my high school graduation, I immediately was going to a class at the university. But anyway, I told my dad I don't know any physics because I didn't take any physics in high school. The only thing I know is that force equals mass times acceleration. He says, well, that just pretty much sums up all of physics. Okay. Which it doesn't sum up all of physics. I mean, you have Maxwell's equations. You have Ricci tensor plus 1/2 metric times Ricci scalar is proportional to stress energy. There's all kinds of stuff besides force equals mass times acceleration. And you probably already said that I have a bachelor's degree in physics, which doesn't really do much, but I have it. I have that piece of paper. I let out a sigh of gratitude or a yawn. I don't know what it was. Let's go home. Let's get the hell out of here. Nope, you gotta show Kyaru around first. Anyway, I feel like replacing the oxygen in my body.
Yo, Tomoya, どっか寄って帰らないか?
So, yo, Tomoya, let's go somewhere and... Are you gonna go somewhere or go home, probably? I'm sorry, I ran out of steam in the class I just had.
あっそ。じゃあ先に帰るな。
Wait, you weren't sleeping then? Oh well, I guess you'll go home first. Nobu easily gave up on asking me out and quickly walked out of the classroom. Well, I guess I better be on my way. I went down the hallway and headed right for the elevator. I was supposed to... But Minamo-chan was there. Ah.
Tomoya-san.
Tomoya-san. She says this with a bow of her head. Yes? I think my reply was dumb. You just said yes, though. That's what I would have said. Yes? A little further away, Nobu was looking at me. Probably wasn't Nobu. I don't know which character that mistranslates as what. Anyway, with an indescribable grin on... grin on his face. He turned away with a bumptious, well, after you, look on his face. I probably was talking about Sheen or something. I returned my awkward gaze to Minamo-chan. So, what's up? Do Shitano?
私、授業が早く終わって、ほんの5分ほどだったんですけど。
Okay, there's things written in hiragana here that you wouldn't expect to be written in hiragana. Like watashi. I had to leave class early. It was only for about 5 minutes. Okay.
それで図書館ででもしようって思って、勉強しようって思って、だけど思い切って来てみようって。もしかしたら智也さんもって。
I thought, well, I'm going to build the library, and I thought, oh, I'm going to study. So I decided to take the plunge, maybe with Tomoya-san. I think I'm getting sucked into a route here. Like this would have gone a Kaoru route, but I got too many Minamo points. And as a result, I'm just going to get sucked off into this Minamo route. Okay. As we talked, Minamo's face became flushed. I too somehow felt my ears burning. Minamo-chan's story was, to say the least, not quite to the point, but I was truly grateful to know that she had come to see me. Anyway, it's not here. It's just like Tomoya's internal monologue changes seemingly drastically whenever he's talking to Minamo, because we're switching authors, and this author is way, gives him this way softer sort of personality. It's just different. I said, I'm sorry, but I'm a bit of a bind. This is just his thoughts, it's not speech. So I was thinking, I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a bind. It was still cleaning time, and there was no place to go to relax in the classroom. So kana, which is, so kana, yeah, well, something like yes.
ごめんなさい。今忙しかったですか？こういうことは普通初めに言いますよね。電話でも何でも。
Sorry about that. I usually say this in the beginning, sometimes with a question mark, on the phone or whatever. What does Google Translate have to say about this? I'm sorry, are you busy now? Oh. This is usually the first thing you say on the phone or whatever. So I guess that's what denwa looks like. So that's the kanji for electricity followed by kanji for talking. The phone? Yeah, the phone, which I don't know why Google DeepL says call or visit, it's phone. Maybe we should have done big instead of DeepL. I wondered how Minamo-chan would talk on the phone and thought about such things. Still, a chance to spend time with Minamo-chan, I dare to say clearly that it was a chance, but I was a little impatient because I felt that if I did not seize it here, it would disappear. It's also a more realistic personality of a normal boy. Like you would relate to the talking to Minamo version of the protag as opposed to the other versions of the protag, like the talking to Yue version or the talking to Karu version. No, I'm totally free. I'm in the go home club, so I'm not busy after I leave the house. It's not false, it's pathetic, like I'm trying to invite her in a roundabout way.
そうですか？よかった。でも、テスト勉強とかしようとか思ってませんでしたか？
Is that so? I'm glad to hear that. But weren't you thinking of studying for a test or something? I don't do that. Oh, no, not at all. I don't do that. I don't study for tests.
でも、智也さん勉強できそうだし、多分。
But Tomoya-san You seem to be able to study, maybe. I don't think so. Just a few minutes ago, I almost screamed because I didn't understand physics.
じゃあ私と無駄話してる暇もありませんよね。
So, coming to a conclusion, it's like, well then, you have no time to waste talking to me. No, I don't think so. It's like a weird kind of indirect playing hard to get here going on. I don't know what I'm getting so worked up about. Who am I? You're getting manipulated, is what's going on here. What's wrong with me today? Is there something you need for me to do for you? It's like, what's wrong with you today?
そうなんですけど、私何言ってたかわからなかったですよね。
I don't know what I'm crystallizing. Crystallizing? What's Google Translate have to say? That's right, I didn't know that what crystal I was talking about, right? Crystal. Where's the crystal coming from? Oh. It's not what, it's his name. Okay. Let me do like a backwards. I'm going to do it English to Japanese. I'm going to do name. And then I'm going to pick. No. Sheen. My name is. Call me on the phone. I am called. I try to just get that kanji. Okay, but anyway, it's like you don't know what I'm calling about, right? This is you don't know what I'm asking you to do, right? Is basically what she's saying. It's just that this kanji, which is like name or to call or whatever, is getting changed in the OC. That's this one. It's getting changed in the OCR to one that means goods. A look that says I'm in trouble. She looks at me as if she wants to say something to me. Everything is fine, just tell me. Up, we've got the kanji. Let's paste it in. No, okay, it opened up in some other place. Hold on. Let's grab it and stick it there. Okay, that's right. I didn't understand what you were saying, did I? Or you didn't understand what I was saying, didn't you? Something like that. Okay. Whoops. Let me retranslate this. Oh, remark is how I get that kanji. Everything is fine. Just tell me.
お願いがあって古文を。
So, old thing. Do me a favor and send the old text to Yes, I repeat the old sentence, the old thing in. Deepal kind of failed. Google Translate time. Sometimes Deepal says weird things. Yeah, what's the old text? I repeat in my head.
ああ、ともちゃん。
Is this Yue? Yes, this is her Yue-ness. So something about the old book or old text or something. From across the long hallway, Yue comes. Oh. I can fix that. So the D is a re. Comes from the other side of the long hallway. Okay. Not the small run D, whatever that's supposed to be. The re turned into a D. Here we go again. Minamo is face down. I remember you looking at me in the eye probably the other day, not the whole day. Too few lines. Try Google Translate. Now, just think about it. Think about it. She was looking at me the whole time today. Something like that.
ねえ、さっきの物理のノートを貸して。
Hey, let me borrow that physics notebook from earlier. Is this physics? Oh, you mean mine? Or what? Our notebook. It's either mine or notebook. Mine?
最終手段だからさ、お願い。
It's a last resort, so please. I had no choice to hand the notebook to Yue. It's not a useful thing.
あれ、やっぱりみなもちゃんだ。
Who is that? Minamo-chan. Something about I knew it was Minamo-chan? Is this... After all, it's Minamo-chan. Okay, it's just basically surprised that it's Minamo-chan. Eh? She knows her? How does Yue know Minamo-chan? Minamo-chan glances at me. She makes a face as if she has been discovered.
えへへ。
Eh.
何してんの？
Yue says, "What are you doing?"
うん、ちょっと。
Wait, something like that. Or just a minute, okay. A
へ
moment.
え、お知り合いなんだ。びっくり。
Hey, I see you know each other. I'm surprised. The eyes of Yue smile, pursuing me. I can't help it. As for me, I am not doing anything wrong. Apparently, Yue and Minamo-chan are acquaintances, and I am acquainted with both of them. Yue, do you know about Minamo-chan?
友達だよ。結構前からかな。
We're friends. We've been friends for quite a while. Don't you know? Soka. Which is, I see.
それで、二人はどういう関係なのかな。
So I wonder what kind of relationship you two have. That
あのね、ゆえちゃん、関係っていうか、ともやさんは、
you know, Yue-chan, it's not so much the relationship, but Tomoya-san. What does Google Translate have to say about that? I should say we are related, or rather Tomoya-san. Huh?
ともやさん
Tomoya-san?
うん。
We're friends. It's not such a big deal.
彼女じゃないよね。みなもちゃんも隠してたりしてないよね。
She's not your girlfriend, is she? Minamo-chan isn't hiding anything from me, is she? Cleaning time is long over, and it certainly doesn't look that way when the two of us are alone by the window of an unpopular hallway. It certainly does look that way.
ゆえちゃん、ともやさんの迷惑になるよ。そんなんじゃないんだから。
Yue-chan. It's going to be a nuisance for Tomoya-san. It's not like that. Well, it will be if I finish your route. Mixed feelings. Don't make fun of me anymore.
まあ、ともちゃんがね。まあ、いいけど。
Well, you're a good friend, aren't you? Well, okay.
ともちゃんって呼んでるの？
You call him Tomo-chan?
まあね。
What's Mane mean? I guess. Like, I suppose. Sure. It is indeed embarrassing to be choned in public. I presume it's be called Chan.
で、何してるの？みなもちゃんは？ともちゃんに何か用だったんじゃないの？
So, what are you doing, Minamo-chan? Didn't you have something for Satoshi? You mean Tomo-chan?
あ、そうだ。ともやさん。
Yes, Tomoya-san. Nani?
私に古文を教えてください。
Okay, about the old texts again. Please teach me the ancient Japanese language. Oh, okay, that's what old texts means. Okay, so old Japanese. Old. Minamo-chan was strangely firm about this. Teach Minamo-chan ancient Japanese? It's one-on-one, isn't it?
へえ、古文。
Old text. Yue laughs and makes an unnecessary interjection. I don't know what to say.
いいの
Love. Alright, that's nice. Oh, E. Okay. It's like E. It's like, that's good. That's nice. I casually made eye contact with Yue. Yue's hand was holding my physics notebook in a ball. Someone's jelly. What are you doing here, Yue? What are you doing here, Yue? Notebook. Just borrowing a notebook? Is that it? What is nice about old texts? What is nice about it? Yue's hand has some, I mean, it is ka. You mean, but ka means like strength or power, right? That's what that kanji form of it is. So it means Yue's hand is strong, or Yue's hand is gripping it tight. Yeah, Yue has some power in her hands. So Google Translate says. Inamo-chan is a samurai. What? I mean, that could be the case because we're talking about old texts. Minamo-chan is attending. Okay, so... Uru and Einai. But I don't know what the kanji is. Or, I mean, not uru, eru. To teach. Or not to teach. Well... the problem is I'm trying to get some scene with Kaoru. I could accidentally mess that up if I do too many scenes with other characters. But I'll go ahead and do it. I'll teach. Just try to get as many scenes checked off as possible. Try to get, like, at my first run, try to complete the clear list, get a nice complete clear list. Minamo-chan is good. When is good for you? Somewhere where I heard a sigh of relief. I pretended not to hear it.
それじゃあ明日の放課後でいいですか
Sigh of relief? Huh? So we can do it tomorrow after school? Of course, sure.
明日も待ってていいですか
So, ashita is tomorrow. So, can I wait for you tomorrow? Iyo. Of course, of course. I have to do some prep work too.
はいお願いします
Yes. Please. Good luck. Oh, Ganbarone, which is probably related to Gambatte Kudasai.
古文って源氏物語とかつれづれ草だよね。
Old texts are things like the Tale of Genji or Sirinzu Regusa.
私ブランクあったからよくわからなくって。
I had Barank. I didn't know what to expect.
そうだね。ともちゃんならいいか。
I guess so. I guess Tomo-chan would be okay with that. Hope Yue can somehow understand me. The smallest part was gone.
みなもちゃん
Minamo-chan?
何？
What?
襲われそうになったら逃げるんだよ。
When you're about to go deaf, you run away. What does Google Translate have to say about that? Google Translate is slow. Same thing, okay. If you're about to be deafened, run away. Hey, Yue, what are you talking about?
え？何？どうするの？
What? What are you doing? Yue laughs at Minamo-chan, who doesn't understand the meaning.
それじゃあ私図書館に行くので。
I'm going to the library.
じゃあねみなもちゃん。
Jane Minamo-chan. So that's like, see ya, Minamo. You never know what a coincidence is. I can't believe those two are friends. The old texts. The ancient texts. I'm pretty sure the textbooks from my senior year were still there. Senior year? Okay. Or just last year? I'll prep when I get home for tomorrow. Yeah, I have this feeling that, like, it's a sigh of relief, because if he's doing that tomorrow after school, then he wouldn't be spending time with Kaoru, and there's a bit of a rivalry going on between Kaoru and Yue. So I might have messed up Kaoru routing, but oh well. By doing this Minamo event. The schoolyard was empty. Usually, soccer and baseball team members are running around sweating, but today, for some reason, the place is quiet and still. It's kind of quiet. I ask the question. Okay, I raise the question.
試験前だから部活は休みなんだよ。
It's because before the exam, so club activities are off. That's the answer. I thought, I see. We walk along the tree-lined avenue with the empty schoolyard by our side for a while. The tree-lined avenue runs along the side of the schoolyard to the school gate. We were about almost at the school gate. UA suddenly stopped, and that's correct. But it turned into ratio, but then it still translated it to stopped because DeepL knew what it was doing. Doshita, which is like, what's wrong, right? Yeah, okay. I wonder if my question is really reaching UA's ears. UA stood there without answering, just staring at the corner of the schoolyard. Doshita? For the sake of the core, I'll ask the question again.
ほら、あれ。
Look, there it is. Or look there. Her eyes sparkled. I looked in the direction that UA is pointing. And there was one Neko, which I presume is cat. It crouched in the shade of a tree, scratching the back of his head with his hind legs.
ね、ね。
Isn't it? Isn't it? I don't understand at all. I don't understand at all what she is trying to say.
ね、ね。
Well, ne is kind of like, isn't it? But she might be trying to go, yeah, yeah. Yumiko seems to be intensely aroused as she repeats herself. From the tone of her voice and the degree to which her pupils are dilated, it can be inferred that she is in a state of excitement that far surpasses the stage of being excited. De? What's wrong with the cat?
違うよ。ただの猫じゃないよ。ニンニン猫ぴょんだよ。
No, no, it's not just a cat. It's a Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon. No! Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon! Well, so I don't know if you remember Never 7, where I think it was. I don't remember exactly how this went because it wasn't a very important part of the story and it wasn't very memorable. But what's the tennis girl's name that you commit suicide with, essentially, and that saves your life? The moral of the story was kill yourself. Yuka. Yeah, Yuka buys a keychain with a cat on it. And I think the shop clerk told her it was a Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon. Or Neko-Pyon. Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon. Now she decided, I'm going to call it Shrody. But that was the name, it was of the character. That was, oh, I get it. That was the name of the fictional character it was supposed to represent or something. Anyways, I guess that was a reference to Memories Off. Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon. Oh, what's that? Masu, I don't understand. It's like more and more. It was completely transcended the limits of my imagination. Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon. Do you mean Shibuna no Neko Bi Pyon Hinobu? Do you mean a ninja cat? There are even turtle ninjas, so it is not so surprising that there are cat ninjas. That's referring to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is a Western. That's odd. But I guess Japanese people like watching West shows, just like Americans like watching anime. Perhaps there is a ninja shoes cat like that, a character in a cartoon or something. But then he seems a bit obese. Well, yes, the Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon keychain depicted a obese cat. It had a colossal body and seemed to move somewhat slowly. He has a physique that one would hardly expect of a ninja. The deep crossed shuriken scar on his forehead. Deep crossed shuriken scar on his forehead. The cat just looked like it was trying to make a silly face and was doing an akubi or something like that, which apparently is a silly face. I decided to boldly ask the question. But that's just a fat cat rather than a ninja cat, right?
違うもん。デブ猫なんかじゃないもん。ニンニン猫ぴょんだもん。
No, it's not. It's not a fat cat. It's a Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon. I flinched at the force of it.
わーい。ニンニン猫ぴょん。
Why, Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon? Yuriko seemed to have no interest in UA seemed to have no interest in me and ran toward the fat cat with a childish cheer. Yare, right? Good grief, apparently. I followed UI's footsteps at a leisurely pace, blurring my words. Or burying. Okay, we got a CG. I'm gonna do, this. And this. There's the CG by itself. The fat cat had a collar. The wild instincts seem to have already died down, and they do not move at all when we approach them. The cat doesn't move at all when we approach it. It stands majestically and proudly, even to the point of swaggering. The cat was in... Why is it changed to a dog? Deep L? I do not see the kanji for inu anywhere in this. It was indeed timid, but... As I said, it wasn't. But its fur was well groomed and very beautiful, and its face had an air of elegance about it. Overall, the color is purplish gray. Simply put, it's called rat color. No, it's a cat, but the rat color would be strange. Rook. I forget what the second syllable is. Oh, Gura. No, Gray. There we go. Gray. 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 Trying to remember his English color words. Well, let's just call it a gray cat. Let's put it that way. I called it I like to describe the color of my hair as gunmetal gray, because that's pretty much what it is, essentially. I believe this cat, not gray as in like old, like an old person gray, but it just doesn't have doesn't have any red in it almost. So it's like a dark blonde that doesn't have any red in it whatsoever. So it's like gray. I believe this cat is... So the first option is, it's the cat on the keychain from Never 7, except this game predates Never 7. So Never 7 was referencing this game. Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon. No, an American short hair. Let me get here. American shit-toad. Pair. Data. Yona. Okay. Probably just a fat cat. Let's try American short hair. In fact, I've seen the same kind of cat as this cat on TV before. Oh. I believe it's called Let's See the Celebrities Mansion. Let's see the mansions of celebrities. Something like that. In terms of content, it's more of a karakashi than a agestion. Huh? I remember that it was more like karakashi rather than... I don't know, I'm going to put this in Google Translate. Why is there a 1? Oh, that's because an extra explanation point. I remember that it was more like kirakashi than exclusion. Okay. In one of them, the house of a famous Inca singer named, you mean English singer, Ega, right? Named Natara Yasokichi was introduced, and a cat that looked just like this one was featured there. Nantara Yashokichi looked somewhat proud, claiming that the cat was an American short hair. Therefore, this fat cat is probably an American short hair. Yuriko crouched down in front of the cat and reached out her hand to stroke the cat's neck. The fat cat closed its eyes and rumbled pleasantly.
Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon!
Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon. Unable to restrain her vibrant heart, Yui is petting her while her voice trembles. Okay. So... I'll tell you what kind of cat this is. Or... Let's trade reasons to be interested in this cat. Top one. By the way, did you know that this is an American Amesho. That is, it's a type of cat called an American Shorthair.
プニプニ
Puni Puni. My word is left from stone. You mean you're just ignored? Yue plays with the palm of her hand, stretching and shrinking the fat cat's face. I've been meaning to share some trivia with you, and you just ignored me. I was in a bad mood and repeated the same words in a stubborn manner. Oops. Don't do that. Okay, it's the same thing, right? It says it's an American... What? I think something is wrong. Then Yue laughs.
だからデブ猫じゃないってこの子は。
That's why she's not a fat cat, this one. But Americans are fat, though. I countered with a bit of amusing. No, it's a fat cat, isn't it? This, Yutong is a big cat. Oh, it was a kanji they got switched. I don't know, something about the cat being big and fat. Yue laughs and shakes her head in denial.
この子のお腹には赤ちゃんがいるの。
Oh, the cat's pregnant? Maybe? She has a baby in her puss. Well, I wouldn't necessarily phrase it like that, but okay. Baby?
そう。だからニンニン猫ぴょんなの。
They're all here. That's why it's Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon. So the keychain was a keychain of a pregnant cat? That's what it's supposed to represent? Oh, I see. Extra Never 7 lore.
わかった？
Got it? The baby cat is a ninja, huh?
はい？忍者？
Yes, ninja. You mean you hid yourself inside this cat using the art of Hinpo hide and seek?
何言ってるの？
What are you talking about? What's wrong?
なんだかよくわからないけど、多分全然違うと思うよ。
I don't know what it is, but maybe it's not the same thing at all. What then?
人間だとお腹に赤ちゃんがいる人を妊婦さんって言うでしょ？
When it comes to humans, a pregnant woman is someone who has a baby in her womb, right?
ってことは 猫の場合はニンネコさんだよね。
So if you're a cat, you're a pregnant cat, right? Phew.
でもニンネコさんじゃ可愛くないでしょ。
But it wouldn't be so bad if it was a Nin-Nin-Neko-san, would it? Because it kind of sounds like Otankesan. Otakesan. Otake-san.
だから愛着を込めてニンニンネコぴょんなの。
That's why it's a Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon. I see. That's a great sense of naming. Do you really think that? We spent some time playing with Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon. So Yuka bought Memories Off merch of a pregnant cat. Okay. Soon after, she seems to have run out of patience with us and left with her big belly shaking and looking like a pain in the ass. Yes. But usually, pregnant cats are really wary, extremely wary of people.
なんか自分のお腹に赤ちゃんがいるっていうの分かってないみたいだね。
It's true, they tend to hide. You don't seem to understand that you have a baby in your puss, do you? Daijoubu, I hope they're okay, basically.
ちょっと心配だよね。
It's a little worrisome. We stood there and watched her back as she walked slowly. Eventually, she comes up against a fence that borders the school and a private house. Then, in spite of its heavy body, he lightly jumped over the fence and disappeared. Witnessing the astonishing leaping power, which was unimaginable from the slow movement he had been making until then, I thought that my assumption that he was a Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon, or I guess it's like a fat cat, was off the mark.
元気な赤ちゃんが生まれるといいね。
I hope it has a healthy baby. Usually they do a whole litter, though. Yeah, he smiles as she says this. It's a very Yue-like line, I thought to myself. October 9th. We're 9 days in. Annoying train noise again. Morning is truly refreshing. Maybe we were reborn every morning. By being reborn over and over again in this way, I was finally able to reach this point in my life. In a sense, it may be an escape. If there is no place to escape to, we will be so cramped and uncomfortable that we'll have no choice but to leave. Eventually, the accumulated stress can only be released in the form of attacks on others. That should not be a squeaky clean, desirable figure. I thought that feeling refreshed in the morning was a sign of health. That's a sign that you're not me.
ねえねえトモちゃん。
Hey, hey, Tomo-chan. Yoi laughs and pulls the sleeves of my uniform. Usually girls look pretty cute when they pull on their sleeves with a bit of a crunch. In the case of this girl, she would do it with such force that my upper body would rotate about 120 degrees, so I would rather describe it as a hindrance than as cute. Nande, Nanda, which is like what?
トモちゃんってさ、今日みなもちゃんに古文教えるんだったよね。
You were going to give Minamo a lesson in ancient writing today, weren't you? Oh, I've done my homework.
それじゃあちょっとテストしてあげるね。半分だけど、まああれも古文のうちだよね。
So, I'll give you a little test. It's a Chinese test. Well, or ancient text test. Well, that's part of the old text, isn't it? Oh. Okay, so what's Chinese test? For saying this, Yui rummaged around in her bag and pulled out one textbook. She then flips through the pages and eventually points at a spot and asks, "Where is it?"
ここ。これってどういう意味なのかな。
Here, what does this mean? Moo moo moo. I couldn't believe my eyes. This is Chinese. If a son meets an old man and doesn't change, he's too old for him. Here's the thing, I have to put that into Google Translate though. And then I'm gonna have to make it Chinese. Google Translate first says, if it says Japanese, says childhood is unchangeable, so to speak. Let's make it Chinese traditional. No, I want to say it's from Chinese. Oops. Chinese, from Chinese to English. If you don't change when you encounter someone later, it's called being a hero. What in the world? Okay, so not even Google Translate knows what this means. Maybe. This is the sentence indicated by UI's fingertips. I believe this is. Melancholy. I really don't get it. I'm gonna pick melancholy. I don't understand. In the first place, what I have to teach Minamoto today is ancient Chinese. Ancient Japanese, not Chinese. However, it would be a shame for a man to make such a comment at this point. I mobilized all the knowledge I had accumulated up to that point and set out to decipher the difficult code. Yeah, that's it. It's easy, isn't it? Let me see it. Let me see it. I pretend to be calm and grab a textbook from Yue's hand. What if she just doesn't know and you just do BS like you usually do? On closer inspection, I found that they were not only identical to the ones I had heard about by chance in class, but identical to them. You mean it's just they are identical? This will help me figure it out a bit. You know what they say, the child's days are numbered and they will never change. That's what it means. Listen to me. Again, the stuff about children changing and old and something. I don't know. This might have some meaning to like Ayaka's death or something. I don't know. The way she looks at me is if she's looking at something dubious. Okay, when a person makes a mistake and does not change their ways, this is what is called treating others as you would like to be treated. As you would like to be treated. That doesn't make any sense, Deepel. Or Tomo-chan. One of these people is not making sense. Japanese to English. If you make a mistake and don't change it, that is called a blessing. I don't know. Something about, again, if it's something about mistakes and change and child and old. Well, that's amazing. Hehen. Competence. I didn't say that's what I meant, but Yue's laugh doesn't seem to realize that much. Okay. I don't know if I'm being asked that many questions, but I prefer it if she doesn't notice. Or something like that. This way, you can teach Minamo-chan properly. Well, I'll take care of it. Gatan, Pushu. Gatan Pushu. Is that like a sneeze? Achu? Well, I'll throw it through the translator just in case that can come up with something. No, okay. Oh, that's just kind of like a noise. Gets an onomatopoeia for like a train noise. Announce. This is like the announcer. The announcer says, clear sky, which is correct. Please follow the one in front and get off slowly.
Tomo-chan, 早く降りなきゃ.
Tomo-chan, I have to get off quickly. Oh. Or the directions are get off quickly. One or the other. We headed off to school, sharing our useless knowledge of ancient and Chinese literature. I'm bored. As expected, after the 4th hour, I start to lose my concentration. The blackboard is filled with sentences written by an English teacher who is either very good or very bad at writing. I'm guessing very bad. Since it was before the test, most of the students in the classroom were frantically taking notes. I was copying the chalkboard at the beginning because I had a morning thing too. Something got mixed up there, right? Well, let's try what Google Translate has to say. Google Translate says, I also had something to do in the morning, so I started by copying the blackboard. Oh. It was extremely difficult to take notes while deciphering those letters, and gradually my copying speed became too slow to keep up with the questions, so I stopped. Well, I was going to have UA copy it from UA later. It's possible that they didn't capture the only smile either, but if that's the case, you can always find someone else. It's possible that she didn't capture all of the sentences either, but in that case, I can always find someone else. When I thought about it, I instantly became a shield. That's not a shield. So kanji got flipped. I immediately became something. This is why. Well, let's see what to do. Oh, great. That's not cold. That doesn't mean cold. To throw a ball or I don't know. I'll do the top one. I don't know what it is. What to do when you can't afford to be exposed. It has always been decided that it is dozing. Once I decide to do so, I begin to get into position to sleep. First, I propped my textbook up on my desk, then put my English notebook as a substitute pillow and laid my head on it. It looks pretty good. Sound of the chimes signaling the end of the class awakens me. Uh, time to go home, right? Time to go eat. Time to eat. Lunch or something. The English teacher finishes their lesson and leaves the classroom. The English dispenser? Now I'm off to do some purchasing. You don't need to look at the bread lineup. I can recite it with my eyes closed. You know, banana natto, melon bun, curry bun, yakisoba donut, half-boiled shark fin sandwich, and then one bean bun, papa bun, durian. What? Durian? I see you read all these katakana words. Unipun, unibon. No, it is. It's Dorian. Dorian Bon. Really? It's pretty much endless. I'll walk down the hallway and then stop at the aisle and stop in front of the store.
あ、そっちはお釣り100円ね。
Your change is 100, which is byaku yen. Purchasing. The students are still flooding in front of Miss Sayomi. So random student. No, it's not. It's 800 yen. Don't make a mistake. What's more, as usual, Kiyomi is asking the wrong question about change. Or is giving the wrong change back or something. Moreover, the range of amounts that can be avoided seems to be much larger than before. It appears that experience is being accumulated, levels are being raised, and skills are being further refined. I would say that Kiyomi's current skills are misplaced suspicion, misordered, and goofy. No one is going to develop these skills, so I am sure they will rise to the next level quickly. She's going to... I don't get what that means, but whatever. It's nothing to do with selling things. If you do it for a week, it's not a dream to climb up to Grandmaster Fishing Mistake or Final... What in the world? I don't get it. It's just ranks. I approached the purchasing area just as the wave of students broke off. I don't care what it is anymore. Just give me some food.
はいはい。350万円ね。
Yes, yes. 355 San Byaku Gishiyu a Jew. Oh, Kujiju Mon Enne. So Mon isn't million, it's 10,000, I believe. So she's charging 360 times 10,000, which is 3,600,000, right? You're a candy store lady, aren't you? Huh?
おばちゃんとは失礼ね。こんなレディーを捕まえて。
Yep, okay. Oh, you're being rude to me, Opa-chan. Grabbing a lady like this. Grabbing. I let it go lightly. The lady never makes a mistake with some change. Koyomi produced a bread package from the shadows and handed it to me. You're awfully prepared. I guess after 1 week's work, one can at least remember the faces of the regulars.
はい、お釣り。50円でいいんだよね。ありがとうございました。
So they have, yes, change. 50 yen is okay, right? Thank you very much. I left the purchasing and looked inside the bag. Is this by any chance? Okay. Maybe it wasn't like 3 million. Oh, this is what it looked like to me. Kare pun. To. On pun. Okay, so it's curry bread and some other kind of bread. Curry buns and on buns. What's Google Translate have to say? Red bean buns. I'm so glad. Sayomi, I'm so glad you made sure I got my share. I was grateful for Sayomi's arrangement. Well, where shall I eat this then? The roof, of course. It's warm, so it's on the roof. And then the other is... nice and thick, maybe the schoolyard. I'm gonna go for roof. Yep. Wow. The weather was fine again today. That Itinki, right? Good weather. The rooftop at lunchtime looks the same as ever. I spent my evening off on rooftops like this before. On what basis do you visit this place? Is it your own will? Getting philosophical about rooftops now. I don't understand that area of myself. Okay. Deep L choked. There's no percent signs. Oh, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that when I'm on a rooftop like this, there's a high probability that I'll see Karu, right? Not her dignity. That's not nice. See her power. Oh.
あ、今日もここにいるんだ。
It should just be Karu, I believe. Ah, here we are again today. And then you're chewing, right? So you're like, ma-ne. Perhaps out of habit, Otawa-san seems to come up to the rooftop at least once for an evening meeting. Or lunchtime meeting, at least. Or afternoon meeting. Well, that's just what I've seen the last few days, so there's no guarantee of certainty of anything like that. I was waiting for you to tell me what happened last time. After all, it's a classroom. Probably like something supposed to be like, after all, you're a classmate or something.
あらら、三上くんって諦めの悪い性格してるね。
Oh, Mikami-kun has a hard character to give up. It's more like a character that does not give up. It's fine to give up. That's the kind of character I've lived with all my life.
うん。じゃあ続き話そうか。
Okay then, let's talk about the rest of the story. As it was, she turned her gaze to the ocean that can be seen all the way ahead, or far ahead. They've probably already seen the CG, but I'm just going to do this just in case. Truth be told, I didn't care about the story before this. I was trying to get her going on something. I just want to talk to Miss whatever, Otawa. I didn't have any other intention. But why did I feel like this?
あの海ってさ、向こうでのことを思い出しちゃうんだよね。
That ocean reminds me of what happened over there.
向こうの友達と一緒に遊んでた頃のこと。
I was hanging out with my friends over there. Was the house she lived in before the ocean close by? Or by the ocean? Or the house you lived in before close by to the ocean?
そんなに近いわけじゃないよ。
It's like it is scrambled out of order. It's not that close.
ただ、私の部屋から海が見えたから。
Just because I could see the ocean from my room. Eh.
夏には友達と一緒に泳ぎに行ったり。
In the summer, I go swimming in Iso with my friends and...
本当にいろいろあったんだよ。
Really? A lot has happened. Did she also have someone die? maybe I'm making her say things she shouldn't hear, or I shouldn't hear. Am I? Making her say things she shouldn't say. What am I going to say when, in a flippant way, may have turned into something I don't want to say now? If that's the case, I might as well have stayed where I was.
ねえ三上くん
Ne, Mikami-kun.
三上くんは私が海を見てるの気になるって言ったよね。
Mikami-kun is curious about me looking at the ocean. You said that, didn't you? Ah,
どうして気になったの？
why do you care?
どうしてそんな些細なことが気になったの？
Why do you care about such a trivial matter? Why not? I wonder if that is Otowa-san's pursuit of me. Certainly, if I hadn't said those things, there would be nothing for Otowa-san to talk about like this. But this is because I want to talk to her, or not for other reasons. More fundamentally, why did I feel like that at that time? I think that's the problem. I still don't know much about Otawa-san, and I thought I'd like to get to know whatever it is about her, so...
そう
So. Well, that's kind of true. It's not like worded as precisely as possible. He didn't look like, to be precise, it would be, I just wanted to talk to you, and so I was trying to give you something to talk about. Maybe it could parlay into something more interesting. I don't know, right? She didn't look convinced, but in case you're wondering, she didn't ask me anything more than that. In case you're wondering, to the player, it's kind of a weird translation. Even if it is a word that seems to have been made up out of thin air, I doubt you can hear anything more than that. I don't know what that means, but whatever. Increased feeling of sorry. I'm having a feeling that Google Translate is much better than DeepL generally. I'm going a sense of sorry, whatever that means.
まあそういうことなら仕方ないか。
Well, if that's the way it is, I don't blame you. Huh?
じゃあもっと早く知ってもらうためにも早速付き合ってもらおうかな。
So let's get you hooked up so you can get to know us a little better. Or you can get me... Or you get to know me a little better. Huh?
校内を案内してくれるって言ったじゃない。返事は？
So email and phone and stuff? You said you would give me a tour of the school. Did you not say that? Maybe now?
うんまだ20分くらい休み残ってるし。
It's still about 20 minutes off. We still have about 20 minutes of lunch break left. What's this change in... I just couldn't keep up with the changes and was left behind.
ほら早くして。休み時間終わっちゃうぞ。
Come on, hurry up. Lunchtime is going to end. Break is going to end. Oh.
ふーん。結構まだ知らないところあったんだ。
Funny, I didn't know there were so many places I didn't know about. But it's just something I can get around to during my lunch break. It's not a big deal.
あ、そろそろ教室に戻らないと。
Oh, I've got to get back to the classroom now. I'm going to be late for my afternoon class.
でも三上くん、どう
It's the
せ
same
ま
as
た
her
寝ちゃうんじ
afternoon
ゃない
class.
の？
Mikami-kun. Aren't you gonna fall asleep again anyway? That's not true, and the fact that I can't argue with that is pathetic. Or maybe it is true. However, when I think about it, I have more opportunities to interact with Otawa-san. Not that I wished it myself. Perhaps unknowingly, I wanted to know her well enough to be able to pretend to be Otawa's friend. But that's not what... I just want the friend zone. My long, long day is over. However, today's method event is just the beginning. Main evento. Main evento. So today's main event is just the beginning, or something like that. At the chime, take a deep breath and switch your mind.
やっぱり古典は源氏ですか。
I guess this is the... Huh? After all, the classic is Genji, isn't it? I don't know what that means. Then all of a sudden, Shin comes up. Nandayo, which is just like, what?
みなもちゃんだっけ？ゆえちゃんの友達らしいじゃないか。
Minamo-chan, right? I heard she's a friend of Yue's. From Yue. Yue. Fastest ways of communication. Telephone, telegram, and tele-Yue. How do you know such a thing? Something got turned into a 2. Something insulting or something. Something about he isn't supposed to know that.
で、光源氏計画ってやつか。
So the Hikaru Genji project, huh? What the hell is that?
幼い子を自分好みに育てるんだよ。古典の常識だろ？
Oh, it's like why she needs to know the classics? You raise a young child to your liking. It's the common sense of the classics. Is there such a thing as common sense? Sounds like Jordan Peterson. It's helping people, and young children are Minamo-chan. You're only a little younger than me. Or she's only a little younger than me. 1 year younger than me.
まあそう怒るなよな。
Well, don't get so angry. Saying so, Nobu laughs. Oh.
頑張ってこいよ。みなもちゃんにもよろしく。
Keep up the good work. Manamo-chan. Imoyorusuku. What is that? And give my best to Minamo-chan. Okay. Do your best for Minamo-chan. I'll tell Yue that too, by the way. Or tell Yue that too. We laughed at each other, a little creepy. Shin, who had gone into the hallway earlier, looked back. Or who had just gone into the hallway, looked back. I slowly divert my gaze back to the brilliance of the hallway. A lame wink. That is the pirate word, wink. He's a little creepy, right?
また明日な。
See you tomorrow. Well, I guess he was trying to be considerate in his own way. He seemed to be relaxed somehow. Or seemed to relax me somehow. When I went out into the hallway, Minamo was standing a little further away from the classroom. In the flurry of activity right after class, she was staring at me. Ribbons appear larger than usual. Is the sprite going to change, though? Although she is 1 class year lower, Minamo-chan is still much smaller. Occasionally, she is lost in the crowd. I went to Minamo-chan's side. I went to pick her up. Kominne. I'm sorry, did I keep you waiting?
いえ、全然そんなことないです。私、ちょうど来たばっかりで。
No, something about something is never. No, not at all. I just arrived. Speaking a little too quickly, Minamo-chan said,
あれから昨日考えたんですけど、今日は長文解釈を教えていただこうと思って。
Since then, I thought about it yesterday, and today I thought I'd ask you to give me your long-form interpretation.
文法はわかるんですけど、ほら、やっぱり長い文になると難しくって。
I understand the grammar, but when it comes to longer sentences, it is difficult. It was cute how she tried her best to speak only about her business as soon as we met. I was elated or rather happy as I said, yes, that's right. Which is not, there's no quotes in there, so that's obviously kind of wrong, but whatever. Maybe this is how feelings are conveyed. The author's switch is so prominent here. But what was the result of Minamo-chan's efforts? In other words, I was on the In other words, I was riding on Minamo-chan's base. Whatever that means.
だから、ちゃんと教科書の長文問題をね、コピーしてきたんです。
That's why I made copies of the long answer questions from the textbooks. True is that kanji got messed up, but something to do with enough copies. There were a lot of writing, and what a great way to organize the grammatical points. Anyway, good preparation.
ちょっと多いかな。
A little too much. Oh, it's okay. It's classic. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
よかった。たくさん作って厚かましいとか言って怒られたらどうしようかと思っていたから。
I'm glad. I was afraid it would make a lot of them and get mad at you. You would get mad at me for being so thick on the writing. What, you're just afraid people will get mad at you for anything? Am I mad, Minamo? No, of course not. I'm looking forward to it too.
わあ、本当ですか、ともやさん。私、今日頑張りますから。
I'll do my best today. I'll do my best. That didn't come out right. Oh, is it true, Tomoya-san? I'll do my best today. Can we do this in my classroom?
はい。
Yes. On a good day like this, everything really goes well. Today, unusually, everyone had already left. I thanked everyone. The sun was shining in the west, filling the room with a strong, gentle, mountain bright light. Probably the mountain is wrong, but
山吹色みたいですね。
looks like a wildflower color. Oh, it's supposed to be like Yama na Yama Yama Hana. Is it? Harmonious, perfectly in harmony.
ここがともやさんの教室か。いいなあ。
This is Tomoya's classroom, isn't it? I love it. Yes, it's okay, it's okay. I even think that this classroom with the strong western sun was made for this day. I was so elated today that it was crazy.
よろしくお願いします、ともやさん。
Thank you very much, Tomoya-san. Now, our Yorosuka onegaishimasu is please take care of me. Not thank you. Please take care of me, Tomoya-san. The appointed time has begun.
白玉かなんぞと人の問いしとき、梅雨と答えて消えなましものを、
Okay, I'm gonna isolate the CG as I usually do here. When people ask, what is a white gem? I answer a dewdrop, and it disappears. The old Chinese, old Japanese is going to be hard, so I don't expect this to work well. It's hard to interpret joy. Let's plug this into Google Translate. It's difficult to interpret Juan. Okay.
そうなんですよ。でも必須でしょ？
Yes, that's right, but it's mandatory, right? So this song, which this song is, it's a chance to exclude the results of your preparatory studies. Exclude? It's my chance to demonstrate the results of my preparation. There we go. The section of Issei Monogatari was completely in my repertoire, right? Repertoire? My presentation? This stage of Issei Monogatari was completely within my scope.
待って待って、ともやさん。ヒントはなしです。私、訳してみますから。
Wait, Tomoya, no hints. I'll try to do it in Europe. Tomoya-san, no hints. Europe is not right, but I'll try to do it myself. It's easy to fill that one in. Really? If you can do it well, I'll make it up for you. That's because that kanji is like completely wrong. Okay, if you can do it well, then you try it. Should be is correct, right? Something like that. I try to be a little proud.
私、頑張ります。
I'll do my best. After watching Mimamo-chan perform the recitation, probably. It's not station, some sort of recitation, while saying to her. That's annoying, don't do that, please. Ugh. Every time I say something, Minamotan cries out. Or, actually, is always ready with a smile on her face. In this case, DeepL did better than Google Translate.
もう少しですから。
We're almost there. Toka?
ヒントはダメですよ。
Hinto. What is... Oh, I need a hint. No hints allowed. Okay. She nailed it, right? Nail it. Keep quiet and watch. I'm going to still give some advice. Top. Yep. I hate those hints, though. I would have chosen it anyway, but... why? Who thought that would be a good idea remotely? As I was told, I decided to keep quiet and watch.
もう。
Momo. Miyamo-chan sounds pretty frustrated.
もう、ともやさん。もう しですから。
Tomoya-san, I'm almost there. I stifled the urge to interject and gaze into Minamo-chan's serious eyes.
できました、智也さん。
I've got it, Tomoya-san. It's already done. That was quick. It was not flattery. Maybe Minamo had also prepped yesterday. Well, let's have a look then.
はあ、ダメダメ。私が直接読むんです。いいでしょ、智也さん。
No, I'm going to read it myself, okay, Tomoya-san? Hopefully not have to translate a bunch of old Japanese and stuff. Minamo-chan looks happy, I can feel it.
では、
By the way, the happy version. Whoops. Happy version by itself. Dewa. Which is... What? Come on. Well then.
キラキラ光る白い玉は何なのと女が聞いて、私は、あれは夜露というのだよと答えたけれど、いっそ、その時一緒に夜露みたいに消えてしまえばよかったのに。
The woman asked me what the sparkling white ball was, and I told her it was called a night mist. But I wished it had disappeared like a night mist right then and there. What's the Google Translate say? The glittering white ball implies it was a night mist. Okay, same thing. It's a song about how if I had done that, I wouldn't have to feel so sad. The song that says, if I did that, it wouldn't have to feel this sad. Okay. These are so random. A sad song.
ってそれだけですか？他には感想は？
Is that all? Any other thoughts? Thoughts. I've been told. Translated a bit too pretty, isn't it? What do you think? I would go for the top one. Why you do this to me, remake makers? Like, now I know that's the wrong answer. I'm not gonna pick it. I would have picked it. What's a sensitive species? Okay, what does Google Translate say? Same thing. Well, the second kanji is wrong. So, I don't know. What is a whatever?
智也さん、褒めてくれないの？
Something like, probably it's what do you think? Or what do you feel? Tomoya, won't you stop with the poetry? Is that so? That's how it is. Now that I think about it, I just said, if you can pull it off, I'll praise you. Said it, I'll give you a compliment if you can do it well. Said to her earlier. Yeah, I think it's really amazing, Minamo-chan. You translate it exactly is accurate down to the smallest detail. It's almost the same trick I memorized yesterday.
え、丸覚え？
You remember it completely? Shucks. I said it out of force. Something like that.
私のためにいろいろ準備してくれたんですね。みんなも感激です。
I think actually Deepal's better in that instance. I said it in the heat of the moment. I am very impressed that you have prepared so much for me. I am very impressed. Let's see here. Or you have prepared a lot of things for me. I'm very impressed. Eh? There are some interpretations like that. Really, I was glad that Minamo-chan was an honest and good girl.
これでテストに出ても大丈夫でしょうか？
Is it okay to take the test now? Or is it going to be good enough for the test? One or the other. Yeah, you are okay. Good job.
みなも流でもいいかな？
Is it okay if I use Minamo's style? Of course.
やった！
I don't think yatta really translates into anything. Yay. Okay, I'll go with that. In a really small noise, Minamo muttered. Muttered in a really small voice. Today I look at my modern translation. The curtains fluttered. The setting sun slowly falls, leaving behind only a glimpse of that overwhelming, enveloping, strong gentleness. The bright yellow color is about to change to light purple. A breeze blows into the classroom. I'll close the window. Isn't it cold, I think? If windows that open in a school? In the United States, like, what kind of concept is that? It's not like a building code thing. It's just that there's not enough budget to add windows that open, right? I never heard of a window that opened in a school. Minamo-chan says after me closing the window.
でもこの女の人はいいですよね。憧れるな。成平に奪われて、おんぶされて逃げていくんですよ。
But this woman is nice. I admire her. She's a woman who's fallen by Narihira and runs away on his back. She gets tricked by him. Huh? It?
あ、ともやさんちゃんと聞いてない。
Tomoyo-san. It's not dark enough. The translation, I presume. No, it's really dark. Does Minawa-chan want to be praised? The study continues. From interpretation of long sentences, grammar problems, vocabulary, etc. She thought to herself many times that I was in danger too. Oh, I thought many times that I was in danger. In danger of not knowing the answer. The weird thing about Japanese people, they don't want to admit, they don't want to get it wrong ever, right? It's like me, I was like, I don't happen to not know this thing, but I knew like 80% of the things you asked me, so, you know, you got something for your money. Anyway, Minawa-chan's concentration and the way she worked on it was truly serious, and my long-awaited expectations were completely exceeded. Actually, I wanted to talk to Minawa about myself, school, and Yue. In other words, I just wanted to make friends under the guise of studying. Yes, your ulterior mood. I wanted to go down this romance line, this romance plot line. I was worried about the time. My ulterior motives are being defeated by using up all the time. It will soon be time to go. How long can we stay like this? Just the two of us. Just the two of us. It's sung by Bill Withers. I looked at the print. Which would be like the worksheet, the printout, the copy, right? It is print, right? Is that a katakana word? Yeah. Purinto. Yeah, it's katakana word. And sat down next to Minamo-chan. Minamo-chan solves the problem with her lips tightly closed and a determined expression on her face. I'm sure that forgetfulness is also strong. Huh?
ありがたしってめったにないっていう意味ですよね。ありがたい。ありがとうの語源か。
It's difficult to find something means that it rarely happens. Thank you. Is this the origin of the word arigato? Gozaimasu?
そう思うと、ありがとうって悲しいですね。感謝したいことがあって、でもめったにないなんて。
When you think about it, it's sad to say thank you. There are things I want to be grateful for, but they rarely happen. That's a difficult thing to say. I guess it's rare. It's a chant. A rarity value, a chant.
悲しいな。
Okay, what's kono shi? It's just something you say because you gotta say something. That said,
私はいつも感謝していたいです。
so when I always want to be grateful. It was somewhat disgusting expression, though. Or pre-canned. Meaningless. You just gotta say it because that's what you say. You don't necessarily mean it. Still, I was drawn in by Minamo-chan's words, facial expressions, and everything else. It was only for a moment, but I forgot a lot of things. The sun was setting. Well, Minamo-chan, let's study again if you don't mind. Minamo-chan is smart and has a rewarding teaching style, which really surprised me.
いいんですか？退屈じゃないんですか？
Are you okay? Aren't you bored? Not at all. It'll also be a learning experience for me.
よろしくお願いします。
Thank you very much. No, it's please take care of me, not thank. I keep getting that one mixed up. Okay. EO, EO. Even if it doesn't change that much, nice to meet you too. They tend to translate, it's kind of, I think it means more literally, please take care of me, but the machine translators tend to translate it as nice to meet you, because you use that phrase approximately when you introduce yourself after you say your name, right? Shijiliter des Yoroshiku Unagaishimasu, where an English speaker would say, my name is Shijiliter, nice to meet you. Right, it's what you say after you say your name in the introduction sequence, but it doesn't mean the same thing at all, right? It means something like, please take care of me, not nice to meet you. Minamo-chan said this before parting.
ありがとうございました。
Which is,
私、ともやさんにはいつもありがとうって思ってるんですからね。
thank you very much. Well, I'm always grateful to Tomoya-san. Minamo-chan runs out. I looked behind me. I take a deep breath. Am I always being appreciated? Isn't that wonderful? There are people who think so. Thank you very much, Minamo-chan. So this ancient poem was about appreciation or something. Okay. October 10th. I think I'm going to end this recording session right here. So I'll end it here. Yeah. There's at least this place in the game, right? I'm going to, of course, save my game. I'm going to do and look at the clear list before I leave, as I always do. Save, right? Yep. You can read the katakana, you know how to navigate this. And then I will Kaito exit. Okay, memories. CGs, start with that. Ayaka, we have Forgot which flashback that was for. But we have the reading a textbook together flashback. And then that's it. UA on the train. At the where you went into the school grounds at night to look at the skeleton, missing one of them. Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon. I like you say Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon. I'm gonna turn off the OCR thing. It's unnecessary. One in between there that I skipped. And then her sleeping as a child at the end. We only got one with shown so far. That is her on the train. Her route seems like maybe a little bit hard to get into. Okay, Kyaru's introduction, and on the roof, touching the fence. Shown is the one I would want to do after I was done with Kaoru, but she might be hard to get into. As in her route would be hard to get into. So Minamo, when she was introduced, and her studying ancient Japanese poetry and literature, a thing. Koyomi, just when she's introduced, and that's it. And opening stuff. Okay. Now, I'll just look at this just so I can... I listened to a couple of these off recording. So, endings, 0 out of 11. Shin Tai Toru. I forgot what this is. Oh, scene titles. 38 out of 158, 153. Ebento CGs. Event. Oh, it's supposed to be event. Event CGs, 20 out of 167. Background music, 17 out of 22. None of the endings. These are scenes. I have to translate the titles using the OCR if I want to translate them. Oh, man, I skipped from 51 all the way down to 74. 74, 75. One's 146. Okay. Maybe that's like the first scene of Pure. That's why it's 146 is checked off. So maybe 74 and 75 are the ones I just did. Those are the Minamo scenes I just did. Whereas 51 might be the Nin-Nin-Neko-Pyon thing. Still only halfway in. This game looks like it's really long. It's going to take me a long time to get through it. A very long time. Because, like, I just barely... We've barely scratched the surface of this. Oh well. I'll get there eventually. In a few years. Might be like 2 years to get through this whole game.